Okay, welcome back. You are starting to become quite the developer, I'm sure. You're understanding a lot now. Think about it. From the storyboards to variables and to loops and whatnot. So now we're going to kick it up yet another notch and we're going to talk about if statements and switch statements. These are so important I cannot even describe. They're very, very important for the flow of logic throughout pretty much every app you're ever going to make. So let's pay attention closely on this one, but these are actually really fun. You can do so much with them. So go ahead and start a new playground. I'm going to call mine if and switch statements and save it to my desktop, of course, and I'm ready to roll. So let's widen out the playground. You can go ahead and get rid of the variable string, and let's get started. So what is an if statement? Well, here it is. An if statement is a statement, statements that have one or more conditions that only execute if the conditions are met. So let's jump right in and see some examples. Let's declare a constant called secret number, and let's make that 42. So now let's use the if statement and some logic to check the secret number. So let's do if secret number is greater than 15, then do a curly bracket. And then within the brackets, let's do print. You can access the secret number. Okay, so the if statement is checking to see whether the secret number is larger than 15. And it is. So therefore, it does what we want it to do inside the brackets, which is to print this message. It's a very simple if statement. Let's try another one. So how about if the secret number is equal to 99? If it is, then print the secret number is 99. Okay, notice how nothing executes because the secret number is 42. It's not equal to 99. Okay, so it doesn't execute this print line, which is what we expect. But now you can also add something to the if statement so that if that first condition is not met, it does something else. Appropriately, it's titled else, and it needs to be right after the ending bracket of the if statement. So if brackets else brackets, and then within there you can say print, I don't know the secret number. So now this statement will execute the second portion in the else statement. So it checks it's not 99, so then it says, all right, since the secret number is not 99, I have to do this part. And it will always do the other part if the first condition is not met. It can add these together, so let's try, go ahead and copy this whole thing. And let's go ahead and write another else statement. And go ahead and copy that second line like so. Okay, so now we have two else statements. It's not going to work. We're going to get an error because their second condition is not clear. So if we have if secret number is 99, do this. Then you could say else if secret number equals 10, and you can say the secret number is 10, which of course it won't execute anyway, but I'm just copying it to be nice. So first it checks this first condition. Is it 99? No. Is it 10? No. So then it goes to the else statement and says, I don't know the secret number. So that's a if statement, an if-else statement, and a multiple if statement. So now just to type this in here, you can do and or conditions also within if statements. So let's look at some examples of that. So how about let's do a constant called new number. Let's make that equal to 100. And let's make a var called can download. We'll make that equal to true initially. So now let's do if new number equals 100, and we'll use the double and symbol as the and operator that you learned before. And can download equals true. Then let's print both conditions are met. So here it's checking, does new number equal 100? Yes. And does the can download variable equal true? Yes. So both conditions are met. Let's try another one. How about if new number is less than 5 or can download equals true, then we can print at least one of the conditions are met. Else print neither condition is met. Okay, so now we're using the OR operator. So we're saying, is the new number less than 5? or can download true. And in our case, the first portion is not correct, but the second portion is, so it will execute what's in the first set of brackets. So it prints at least one of the conditions are met. If neither one, let's just say, change this to false, neither would be met, so the else statement would therefore print out. Neither condition is met. So that's the basic structure of a if statement. You're going to use these all the time, but sometimes you're going to have so many conditions, so many if statements that are nested together that it gets really big and sloppy and hard to read, and it can even slow performance. So we don't want to do that. Instead, we want to use a switch statement in that case. So what is a switch statement? Okay, so here is a switch statement and the structure of one. So let's look at the definition first. A switch statement considers a value and compares it against several possible matching patterns. These are useful if there are multiple conditions. Otherwise, as I mentioned, there's going to be a really big and messy if statement. So here is the structure. You do the keyword switch, and then you're going to consider something, and then you're going to have multiple cases. So case 1 would be respond to that, case 2, respond to that case, and so on and so on. And then you need a default case as well, in case nothing matches in any of the cases. So let's go ahead and do an example so you can see easily. So let's do var employee name, say Frank. So now let's do switch employee name. So we're considering this variable employee name. And we're going to have case is John, and then a little colon. So if it's John, let's do print the employee's name is John. We're going to use this line again, so I'm going to copy it. How about case Frank? Then we would want to print the employee's name is Frank. How about case Jim? Okay, if that's the case, then we want to print the employee's name is Jim. And as a default, in case none of these values match, we want to print no matching employee. Okay, so that is a very simple switch statement, but it will prove the point. So now, let's watch it in action. Since our employee name is Frank, whoops, I had the colon on the wrong side there. Okay, so that is our basic switch statement. As you can see, it's looking at the employee name variable and matches it with the case that the employee name is Frank, so it therefore prints employee's name is Frank. If we go ahead and change Frank to say Jim, it will print case 3, the employee's name is Jim. Same with John, employee's name John. And if we put something that's not there, say my name Craig, doesn't find it in any of the cases, so it goes to the default no matching employee. So as you can see, it's a much cleaner and smaller way to write a multiple condition if statement. So when you find yourself in a case where you have many conditions, you may want to consider using a switch first instead of a larger if statement. Okay, so that ends this lecture, and in the next lecture we are going to get into functions, another critically important part of building any app. I will see you